I made many videos talking about Hollywood programming in the past, and that's all it is. Going back in time, looking at Universal Studios, this is going back to 1913. These are from the 20s. Show the ball Earth. Funny thing is, how Universal shows the ball Earth, how they know how it looks like, but this is supposedly the first actual image of part of the ball Earth from space, back from 1946, when the U.S. supposedly captured a German V-2 rocket and launched it into space to take this photo. So how do they come up with these images of the ball Earth? Put it all over the movie screens for people to see. Now take a look at this footage here, going back to 1927 with Universal Studios. For all those that know about the flat Earth and understand it, just looking at this ball Earth with these oceans is completely ridiculous. You know how society has bought into this idea. Supposedly we live on a spinning ball. Somehow all these oceans, sticking to the ball while it rotates. Just find this funny, taking a look at this footage here. Completely ridiculous. This is called programming. And who is the man behind this? The founder of Universal Studios, Carl Laemmle, a former German Jew that moved to the U.S., that immigrated to the U.S., and of course, just interesting enough, he was a Freemason. What are the chances of that? Taking a look at more recently, a movie called Back to the Future, of course. You got the Universal logo, again with the ball Earth. Just a closer image of the same. Taking a look at this image from a previous video. Interesting enough, they show the flat Earth on a clock in the opening scene for Back to the Future. Of course, everybody knows about the UN logo and the flat Earth. I've mentioned this many times in previous videos. They just carry on the tradition of the mockery, knowing the Earth is flat. These Freemasons are in the know. Again, Steven Spielberg is carrying on the tradition of Universal Studios. And also, I find this interesting, the connection with the flat Earth and the cult of that. Then you think about 9/11 in the towers also. So, interesting enough, you got 9/11, predictive programming, and flat Earth, both in Back to the Future. Talking about the Twin Towers, getting to the occult of that. Interesting enough with these companies, I'm going to get into other topics now. When it comes to the Twin Towers, like I mentioned before, these are nothing more than two giant 11s. Just like Kmart. K is 11, which is nothing more than a representation hidden in plain sight of the twin pillars in Freemasonry. Again, it's all about symbolism. A lot of people come to my channel talking to me about who owns and controls this world. People bring up the Catholic Church, the Jesuits all the time. I always mention Freemasonry because that is the foundation. Here is an example. Take a look at this Freemasonic initiation. You see the twin pillars in the back, just like the twin towers, and you see the two hexagrams on the back as well. Of course, duality, so people understand that Freemasonry is nothing more than Satanism in disguise. These hexagrams are used to summon demons with Freemasonry. People need to understand one thing. Making top of this world, you must be a Freemason. They get the contracts when it comes to businesses. These companies throughout the world, you must be a connected Freemason. And the rest of us, we just get the crumbs. And that's the truth about society. And a lot of people come to my channel asking me, why don't I talk about the Jesuits? I'll tell you why I don't talk about the Jesuits as much. I do mention the Catholic Church, of course. I think needs to be understood. Of course, the Catholic Church are major players in the game. Understand, it's all about Freemasonry, Jewish Freemasonry. Like I've stated so many times. Understand, before there was a Vatican, going back in time. Let's look at this Masonic quiz book. The question is asked, who was Nimrod? One of the founders of Masonry. Nimrod was a Mason himself. So this goes way back in time. Well before the Catholic Church, there was Freemasonry. And that's what it's all about. That's the foundation. Are the Masons. They are the bricklayers. They are the architects of our society. Again, I'm not taking away for those that talk about the Catholic Church, the Jesuits. They are part of it as well. That's why I focus so much on Freemasonry. Now, taking a look at this book here, and you'll see it states, this is a Freemason book, of course, facts, fables, and fantasies. How people say Freemasonry has nothing to do with Satanism. Let's just take a look again at this chart with Kmart. And as you can see, F is the 6th letter in the alphabet. That's why you have the facts, fables, and fantasies. This is 666 in plain sight. Just like I showed before in a previous video with Batman, with episode 33, Fine, Finny, and Fiends. This is FFF 666. And with this episode, they mention Skull and Bones. Now, taking a look at 20th Century Fox, with co-founder Daryl Zanuck, interesting enough, another Freemason, the Mount Olive Lodge in Los Angeles. Just taking a look at the logo, of course, the 20th Century Fox, I mentioned so many times, Fox is 666 in numerology. And this is what you're looking at here in reality. The sheep see the fox. The so-called elite see the 666. And those that are awake also see through Fox and know it actually is 666. That's when they make movies such as Firefox, the occult of 666, hidden in plain sight. In movies, in video games, such as Star Fox for Nintendo 64. When you watch Fox News, besides the red and blue, which make purple for royalty, of course you see the fox, and it's 666 hidden in plain sight. It's just like the movie They Live with the Billboards. People that are awake, when you put those glasses on, you know what you're actually looking at. Getting back to the occult of Fox and 666, let's take a look again at Back to the Future. Like I showed earlier in the video, you had, in the very beginning of this movie, you had the actor named Eric Stoltz play the character of Marty McFly. About into a quarter of filming the movie, Michael J. Fox became available. Eric Stoltz, gone. Michael J. Fox implanted into Back to the Future. And it's all about the occult of 666. Now take a look at this scene here, again from Back to the Future, at the mall. With the terrorists arriving at the scene, what do you have here? The photo mat, and it's Fox photo. Of course, 666 photo. And if you can't see these are Satanists behind the movie industry, then you are completely blind or just simply in denial